Good morning everyone. Today I am going to tell a sloka to you. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tassaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodaya. Om Bhurbhuvah Swaha Tassaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodaya.
Hi my dear friends. We completed for your IPCC or CMA intermediate level GST classes up to input tax credit section 16 subsection 1 to subsection 4. You are aware of that. Just a quick recapitulation on that, my dear sir. The earlier class, long back, we completed. Thereafter, shutdown taken place, little bit gap came. Now we are furthermore presenting the subject. Before starting the subsequent subject of input tax credit, I am presenting in front of you the earlier lecture where we completed. Already we completed this section 16 of CGST in your page number 66. We completed section 16 subsection 1 followed by section 16 subsection 2 class A. There must be in possession of tax invoice for availing the ITC. Are you aware of that? Just quick recapitulation this. Further, section 16 2B says that the person who received the goods and received the services should avail the ITC. Not only tax invoice sufficient, the goods should have been received, the services might have been received. Further, we too understand section 16 subsection 2 clause C, which talks about, my dear sir, the supplier of such goods or services should have made payment to department. Further, 16.2 clause D, the person who avail the ITC should file the return in time to avail the ITC. Further, if there is a case, provisos also we discussed in the last class, the goods which has been received lot by lot, section 16.2 proviso says that the last lot when you received, that time only can avail the ITC. Full ITC at the time of last lot. And also we understood in the last class by discussing here second proviso to section 16 subsection 2 with the illustrative example in the last class we covered, my dear. If the person who avail the ITC on input goods or input services on credit basis, and he should ensure that make the payment to supplier within 180 days from the date of invoice. If not, the person who avails the ITC should reverse the ITC. At a later date, if he paid the payment to supplier, can he avail the ITC? Yes, you are right to say that it is allowed to avail the ITC. That is called re-availment of ITC, for which section 16 subsection 4 time limit to avail the ITC not applicable. This point we already referred in the last classes, my dear sir. And also we referred in the last classes very clearly by saying that a person who want to avail the ITC on capital goods should not be avail the depreciation under section 32 of Income Tax Act on the part of GST. If so, ITC allowed on capital goods fully. If you avail the ITC, then do not claim depreciation on the ITC under section 32 of income tax. If you want to claim depreciation on the GST part, avail it, forego the ITC. Either one you can claim. Section 16 subsection 3 already we covered, my dear. Further, referring to you, section 16.4 also covered by saying that a person want to avail the ITC can be availed on input goods, input services or capital goods as the case may be, before the 30th September of the succeeding financial year or before filing the annual return for the succeeding financial year, whichever is earlier. That means if you talk about for the year 1920 financial year, you can avail the ITC by 30th September of the 2020 or before filing the annual return for the financial year 1920 in the succeeding financial year, whichever is earlier within which you can avail the ITC. These points already we discussed elaboratively. We discussed in the last classes. Am I right, my dear sir? So up to this in the last class we already covered, my dear. Now I am going to start the conclusion of the GST by inviting the all provisions left over along with the numeric problems one by one, presenting as follows. Now I can go to section 17 of the CGST under the ITC chapter, but section 17 has almost all 5 subsections. Section 17 subsection 1 to section 17 subsection 5. My dear sir, if that is the case, I will pull first section 17 subsection 5 first, then followed by 17.1, 17.2, 17.3, 17.4. That will be fruitful to understand, more easy to understand. Therefore, straight away from here, page number 67, I am moving on to section 17 subsection 5. Namely, I can say that blocked credit chapter, page number 70. Please kindly refer your material, page number 70. So, referring to you now, section 17 subsection 5 of the CGST Act, where blocked credit has been explained, clause A to clause I of section 17 subsection 5 of the CGST Act. In this process, I brought your notice here, capital goods. In few cases, credit is not allowed. Input goods, few cases, credit is not allowed. Input services, for few cases, credit is not allowed. How to understand this? Capital goods means as defined under the CGST Act under section 2, subsection 19 of the CGST, the value of which is capitalized in the books of the person who is claiming input as credit and using it in the course or furtherance of his business. One example, Rafi Academy being a registered person purchased air conditioned machine to use in the classroom is capitalized in the books of the Rafi Academy, resulting that capital goods. As referred under section 2 subsection 19 of the CGST. Repeating again, the definition is as follows. The value of which is capitalized in the books of the person who is availing input as credit and use in the course or furtherance of his business. Is clear, my dear sir? Then section 2 subsection 59 of the CGST very clearly says that what do you mean by inputs other than capital goods? As simple as that. What is not capitalizing in the books of accounts declared as inputs? Example, if Rafi Academy purchases a spare part to replace that particular existing air conditioned machine, that replacement of spare part repairs and maintenance, that spare parts cannot be capitalized. If it is not capitalized in the books of accounts, then we call it as inputs as referred under section 2 subsection 59 of the CGST. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Further referring to you, section 2 subsection 60 of the CGST Act, service, input service means the service used in the course or furtherance of his output supply is called as input service. Now, once you understand capital goods, input services, these goods or services or both. In few cases, not qualify for input tax credit. What are the cases in which it is not qualify for input tax credit? Now is the study in your page number 70. Now referring one by one is as follows. Let us take first capital goods. Elaborating it for your kind consideration. Capital goods is as follows. Referring to you section 17, subsection 5, clause A. Section 17, subsection 5, clause A of CGST, which talks about motor vehicles. My dear friends, motor vehicles are not capital goods if its seating capacity to carry passengers does not exceed 13. That is important to note. My dear friends, again repeating, motor vehicles meant for transportation of passengers where seating capacity to carry passengers does not exceed 13, then such motor vehicles are not capital goods. How to understand this? Simple example in front of you is as follows. Look here. These are all motor vehicles. These motor vehicles purchased by a registered person for their business purpose. ITC not allowed. For example, particular vehicle. Let us say this vehicle purchased by Rafi Academy being a registered person to use for their business purpose. Then this is procured by RA, Rafi Academy. Are they eligible to claim ITC, my dear sir? Then ITC simply to say not allowed. Not allowed. Got the clarity? ITC not allowed. Why not allowed? Blocker credit. Though it may be used in the course of furtherance of business, though the value of which you are going to be capitalized, books of accounts, so what? ITC not allowed. For you not allowed. That's it. You being a practicing chartered accountant or a practicing cost accountant, or you may be a chartered engineer, as the case may be, if you purchase this type of vehicles which is there on the screen, which is disqualified from claiming ITC. Motor vehicle carrying seating capacity of passengers does not exceed 13. That is important to note. However, we have here some exceptions. There are exceptions from this given statement, meaning thereby qualify to claim ITC. Under the exclusion, exceptions is inclusion only, my dear sir. How? Is as follows, as simple as this. If you use these motor vehicles, for the purpose of taxable supply, that is important to note. If you use these motor vehicles for the purpose of taxable supply, of your output supply, eligible to claim ITC, taxable supplies. These motor vehicles used for taxable supplies such as further supply of such motor vehicle, then such a person eligible to claim ITC. Suppose X&T company being a trader of motor vehicles, buying the motor vehicles, selling the motor vehicles, buying the motor vehicles, selling the motor vehicles. He is in the business of buying and selling of motor vehicles. Then he can claim ITC? Yes. Transportation of passengers. If a person purchases a motor vehicle carrying capacity does not exceed 13 including driver, such motor vehicle such a person purchase and using for further supply of renting, further supply of transportation of passengers, or further supply of any taxable supply, then eligible to claim ITC. Any taxable supply meaning what? Supply, as you understand, section 7, section 1, clause A. It includes a sale, transfer, barter, exchange, license, lease, rental, disposal. These purposes, if we use, then this motor vehicle on which GST eligible to claim ITC, my dear sir. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Further, referring to you from here further, imparting training on driving of such motor vehicles. A driving school purchased the Maruti van. Eligible to claim ITC? Well eligible to claim ITC because they are using for providing driving skill purposes. Law specifically provided for these three categories: further supply or transport of passengers, or in the case where if they are using this motor vehicle for providing driving skills, techniques how to drive on the road. Such a driving schools are eligible to claim ITC on these vehicles, though its seating capacity does not exceed 13 in number. Is it clear, my dear sir? Which I am presenting here with ample of examples. One by one is as follows, for your kind consideration. My dear sir, first, further supply. Example. Further supply for which I am presenting here example 1. Further supply. How to understand for further supply is as follows. Listen, sir. X and company, being a dealer in motor vehicles, purchased 40 vehicles seating capacity 12 numbers. Assume 12 numbers. Less than or equal to 13. So, less than 13. Does not exceed 13. If so, X and company is eligible for input tax credit on such vehicles. You tell me, my dear sir. Answer to this, yes or no, straight away. Yes, there you are. Excellent. Answer to this, as you rightly said, yes. ITC allowed because they are in the further supply of same vehicle. So, section 17, section 5, clause A exception, they are making taxable supply of these vehicles for which they procure the vehicles well eligible to claim ITC. Further, referring to you like this, example 2, let us say Y and company being transport being X and company providing transportation of passengers. Passengers. Paying GST at the rate of 12%. Further, Y and company purchased motor vehicles carrying capacity carrying seating capacity less than or equal to 4. ITC allowed on such vehicles? Question mark. Allowed us, sir? Tell me. This company in the process of providing transportation of passengers. Very good. And availing ITC because they are going to pay full amount of GST, 12% rate of GST. Mind it, my dear sir, I explained to you sometimes before under the exemptions, if transportation of passengers wala availing ITC of at the rate of 5%, he is not eligible to claim ITC on capital goods, ITC on input goods. Not allowed for them. ITC on input services also be not allowed unless it is a similar line of business. That's why I mentioned for a kind consideration here, paying the GST what rate? 12%, full amount of GST, well eligible to claim ITC. Hence, the solution for the given case is ITC allowed to Y and company. Got the clarity, my dear? Well allowed, my dear. Further, example 3 to make you understand. Example 3. Let us say Maruti driving school purchased 5 motor vehicles for providing driving skills. ITC on such vehicle is allowed? Question mark. Note here, motor vehicle seating capacity five numbers. Now tell me, ITC allowed for them? Maruti driving school, ITC well allowed, as you rightly understood and explained to me. Answer to this here is yes. ITC well allowed to Maruti and Maruti driving school. Is clear, my dear sir? This is what I explained to you here. What is their theory I presented for your kind consideration as the illustrative examples. Motor vehicles, what is not qualified for ITC is qualified for few of them. Even though the seating capacity not exceed 13, including driver, qualify for ITC. For whom you are for the supply of taxable supply of such goods, vehicles, to transportation of passengers purpose, you purchase the vehicles, or providing motor driving skills. Then for them, that motor vehicle well allowed as ITC is qualified for ITC. Got the clarity, sir? Now I am referring to you section 17, Subsection 5, clause AA. Clause AA is also very important from the examination point of view also, sir. Capital goods like vessel, aircraft. What type of vessel, what type of aircraft is not qualified for ITC? Means passenger vessel, passenger aircraft not qualified for ITC. How to understand this? Look on the screen, my dear sir. Passenger vessel. If you refer here, passenger vessel. As well as passenger aircraft not qualified for ITC. How to understand this? Much elaborative manner I am going to present now here, one by one, is as follows. Now look here, my dear sir. Assume a scenario, a case like this. Suppose Reliance company purchased passenger aircraft for managing director travel. Then in that case, this passenger vehicle, if they purchase, are they eligible to claim ITC, sir? The answer to this straight away I can say that here ITC not allowed to Reliance, because it is a black recruit. Though maybe Reliance says that this passenger aircraft using in our business purpose, in our business, in the course or furtherance of business, so what? It is a block recruit, my dear sir. How can you ask for ITC on this? Tell me. So ITC is not allowed, though it may be used for taxable supply of your business. Reason is a block recruit. Likewise, even if you refer the vessel, passenger vessel purchased by a Tata group of company for their employees transportation or prospective customers transportation, as the case may be, but not transportation of passenger. They are using for their business purpose, which is not in the course or furtherance of transportation of passengers. In that case, Tata company not eligible to claim ITC on this particular vessel. Then when can claim ITC on such vessel or aircraft meant for transportation of passengers? Means, I will say that here, look here. Exceptional cases we have here. Exceptions. Exception. If they are using the vessel or aircraft for taxable supplies of further supply or transportation of passengers or imparting training on navigating such vessel or imparting training on flying of such aircraft, then qualify for ITC. Got the clarity, my dear sir? Repeating again, when you use this particular vessel aircraft for navigating, vessel for navigating or aircraft for flying, for that purpose, imparting training on flying purpose, you purchase this particular aircraft, then for you ITC allowed. Examples are as follows, one by one for a kind consideration. Assume a scenario with one example I am presenting here. You take this. For example purpose, my dear sir. Let us say example 1. This particular SpiceJet company purchased, let us say here, SpiceJet company purchased passenger aircraft for transportation of passengers. SpiceJet paying GST on output supply at the rate of 12%. Now you tell me, in such case, SpiceJet eligible to claim ITC? Yes, as you rightly understood and said here, yes, here ITC on such aircraft is allowed to SpiceJet company because they are paying the GST at full rate, 12% GST. At the same time, you are aware of that if transportation of passenger wala, I refer this point for your information, confirmation, consideration. Under the exempted supply of services, I referred transportation of passengers by air. If they are going to pay the GST 5%, they are not eligible to claim ITC on capital goods, ITC on input goods. However, they can claim ITC on input services. That's why I mentioned in the given case, SpiceJet who are in the transportation of passengers claiming are paying the GST at the rate of 12%. Therefore, ITC on capital goods well allowed to them, my dear sir. Got the clarity, my dear? Further, example 2 as follows. Example 2. Assume a scenario. Ram and Company being trader in vessels purchased 2 vessels for rupees 2 crore by paying GST at the rate of, let us say here, for example, I am telling you GST, let us say 18%. Are they eligible to claim ITC? Yes. Reason, they are further supplying the vessels, further supply of vessels, and they are going to pay the GST also on supply of the vessels. If they purchase the vessel by paying the GST, that vessel, though capital goods, eligible to claim ITC for the buyer, since the buyer is in the course of further supply of that vessel where there is a taxable supply. Therefore, in the given case, I can say that, simplified manner, I can say that in the given case, therefore, ITC allowed to Ram and Company Why ITC allowed to Raman Company? Because they are in further supply of further taxable supply. They are providing supply of vessels, therefore qualify for ITC. Likewise, presenting furthermore example 3. For example, X and company being provider of training on, let us say, navigating of providing training on navigating of vessels. In that case, are they eligible to claim ITC? Exception is given. In this case, ITC allowed to X and company. Furthermore, point to be referred here, examples as follows. Likewise, example 4. Let us say, Skyline being provider of training on flying using aircraft. If that is the case, Skyline being a provider of training on flying using the aircraft, if so, Skyline is eligible to claim ITC. Answer to this straight away is allowed. Skyline is eligible to avail ITC on such aircraft. Yes, but if you and me purchase, we are not eligible to claim ITC, though we may be using the course or furtherance of business. The lawmaker permitted only the following categories: vessels or aircraft meant for transportation of passengers. ITC allowed only for the following cases: where they are using for taxable supply or further supply. 2. Transportation of passengers. 3. Importing or navigating skills of vessel or on vessel, or flying skills of that aircraft, using the aircraft alone qualify from claiming ITC. All other persons purchase the vessel or aircraft not qualify for claiming ITC. But my dear sir, it is very clear to understand the vessel or aircraft what I referred is only meant for transportation of passengers. Absolutely, it is not meant for transportation of goods, because if you refer here, my dear sir, if the vessel or aircraft used for transportation of goods, for a kind consideration, for transportation of goods are considered, vessel aircraft well allowed to claim ITC. Even for Rafi Academy may be providing training and coaching of commercial training to budding chartered accountants. If they purchase the vessel aircraft for transporting their goods, their books, for example, then Rafi Academy eligible to claim ITC for a kind consideration, because Rafi Academy output supply is taxable supply. Transportation of goods vehicle also purchase qualified to claim ITC, which is not blocked credit for your kind consideration. How to understand this is as follows. Look on the screen now. If you refer here, I presented for a kind consideration, there are 3 vehicles. Look here, 3 vehicles. Goods carriage vehicle, is this? Yes. Further, transportation of vessels, transportation of goods in a vessel meant for transportation of goods, like that. The particular aircraft carrying the goods. So, transportation of goods by road, by vessel or by aircraft. Goods transportation vehicle, vessel, aircraft well qualified to claim ITC. That means to say that transportation goods, it may be by vehicle, vessel or aircraft. All the 3 well allowed to claim ITC. The law of the land very clearly says that here ITC well allowed on these vehicles, vessel, aircraft, because it is meant for transportation of goods. Try to understand, which is not brought under block cricket at all. Got the clarity, my dear sir?